Welcome back to Dungeon Master Deep Dive. Today I'm going to cover the inner workings of the nation of Bupilasu, which has been the major location that several campaigns on Aletheia have occurred so far, and discuss how Bupilasu came to be. As always, let's dive in. The nation of Bupilasu is over 2,000 years old, but the founding of the nation, and where it draws its name from, sources from crucial figures early in this place's history. Three brothers, the brothers of Bupil, would play major roles in establishing this nation. During the start of the Great Ayaslan War, which is still raging today, the Winsau Empire, led at the time by Emperor Kramjus Winsau, would help organize a full-scale rebellion within the western portion of Esmeen, which would soon break off to form Bupilasu as we see it today. Pronatheus I, or Pronatheus I Bupil, wrote a letter to the king of Esmeen during this time, which came to be regarded as Bupil's Asu, where the word Asu translates from the older text to mean an act of freedom, separation, and revolt, which is where the nation of Bupilasu gets its name. You might also recognize the name of the capital city as Pronatheus City, which was named in honor of King Pronatheus I, the first ruler of Bupilasu. The capital originally was Nexport during the early revolution, but later on, to be more centralized, it was moved to Pronatheus City once Nexport was renamed to Nexus City. Passed down through the same royal line, the monarchy of Bupilasu has led the country since its foundation. The ruler is consistently tasked with overseeing and enforcing laws that protect the nation's citizens, which also means that the monarchy commands the nation's military and royal guard forces. Later on in Bupilasu's history, it was decided that citizens needed individuals that would be more focused on the politics of the country rather than the military delegations, which would give the monarchy more power to focus on the military. Hence, the nation would be divided into 9 distinct regions. Each region is an integral part and function of the whole nation, often being solely responsible for certain productions within the national borders. Such examples include the region of Tarnus, which is the agricultural production district, the region of Tulinku, which is the forestry center, and the region of Monif, as the mining section. Other regions would gain their names from their locations, such as the region of Celis, meaning the scattered islands, the region of Finks, which sits in the Finks Desert, the region of Bodo, which translates to borderlands, the region of Chelos, meaning frozen plains, and the region of Pinop, which means port. And obviously, the region of Bupil is named after the royal family. Each region is ruled and run by a councillor, who serves as a member of the Council of the Nine, which is Bupilasu's legislative body. I drew a lot of inspiration for the setup for this country from the Hunger Games series, which each section of land represents a critical aspect of the nation as a whole. I also wanted the ruling body to be more complex than just a single monarchy, so I divided it into a legislation and an executive body, each holding authority over different functions that work in harmony for the best possible government. It makes sense that the monarchy would be actively involved with military affairs due to the ongoing Great Ayaslan War, which means that there would spark a need for another body that would be dedicated to the actual civilization of the country. With a history rich and lengthy like Bupilasu, this nation would be able to thrive from its incredible geography and its industries. A big idea in Bupilasu is that war brings income, as it always has, which ultimately that income causes growth and allows Bupilasu to flourish. However, unlike many war-scarred countries that we see in other history books, Bupilasu, at first glance, doesn't seem all that affected by the conflict. Actually, the majority of the citizens live without fear of invasion. the region of Bodo, which, as we talked about previously, is the borderlands, makes up about the entire war front of the Great Ayazlan War on the Bupilasu side. So that's the only area of the country that truly sees the effects of the Great Ayazlan War firsthand.